like people are experiencing. When adharma is followed, they are enjoying. A person who is following dharma is punished. He is put to a lot of difficulties. He has to pass through three severe problems. Why this is like that? When we are following dharma, it should be, a good path for the persons who follows dharma. But that is not being done. Can you please clarify this position?
Sometimes we see rich people, some very virtuous people, very poor, and rich people, corrupted, cheating others, making a lot of money, they are happy. Let me tell you a story. Narada went to Vishnu and told Vishnu, Lord, I found a wonderful devotee. She is a poor widow. She has only a cow. Krishna says, I want to see her. So Krishna and Narada went to see that woman, the devotee, in disguise. And that woman brought milk to Krishna and Narada. They drank it. And Krishna came out of the house and then standing on the road said, Narada, you know, wherever I go, I give a boon. So let me give him a boon to this woman. Let your cow die. Narada said, Lord, what is the matter? This poor widow has only one cow and she fed you with milk and you are giving this boon. Now Krishna kept quiet. Then he went to a rich man's house and said that, we are very hungry, we have come to your house, could you give us some food? Huh? Do you think it is a holiday inn? Get out from my house. Go to a hotel. No food here. Narada and Krishna came out and standing on the road, Krishna again gave a boon to this rich man. May you have more money, may you have more real estate, may you have more children, may you have ever lavishly giving boons after boons. Again Narada was confused. Narada said, Lord, I don't understand you. This poor woman, you gave that boon to that, and here is this, you gave this boon. But I did the right thing, Narada. But why? When her cow die, her whole mind will come on me. At that time, I shall take care of him, take care of that woman. And this rich man, I gave them so much wealth. He will get heart attack, or or paralyzed, Lord knows. That is a story, don't take it whole thing as it is. Let this man mind away from me. More wealth, seldom we will find. It is God's grace that I find a rich man's whole mind turns toward God. I found one man in Calcutta, he had 3 movie houses, bachelor. The entire money will go to Ramakrishna Mission hospitals. And he used to take a little salary for his own living. Another man I found in America. He was the usher of Hollywood Temple. He died from lung cancer. I went to see him in 1977. He had a printing press. The entire profit of that press will come to Vedanta Society of Southern California. And he used to take salary from his own business. Well, this business belongs to Sri Ramakrishna. I am only the caretaker and manager. Only little money, his food and clothing. He used to live there. When that man died, I went to see him. His whole body is full of tubes. So, body swelled. He was dying in intensive care unit. So his nurse told me, Swami, you see, we are the ministers in that country. We can go any time to see any patient in any hospital because we are ministers. So I went to see him. So I said, then the nurse was telling me, he can hear, but he cannot speak, because tubes all over his mouth and body. Uncle Bob, do you remember Sri Ramakrishna? He nodded his head. Do you remember Holy Mother? Do you remember Swamiji? I cannot tell you how I felt. This last verse of the 10th, second chapter of the Gita came to my mind. Isha Brahmi Sthiti Partha Nainam Praipa Vimushyati Sthitva Samanta Kaleopi Brahma Nirvanam Richati. Krishna is telling Arjuna, Isha Brahmi Sthiti. When a person, if his mind touches that Brahman, even at the time of death, he will attain liberation. That I felt. Don't think that the person who has money never makes a person happy. I have an American mother, she used to tell me, they have mica mines, hotels, so many people more happy than many other millionaires in Hyderabad, I tell you. Thank you very much. Please, next question.
Tremendous intellect. But for Sri Ramakrishna, probably, and Ramakrishna's power, who could directly give him the experience of bliss, but for Sri Ramakrishna, probably there was nobody else to make Narendra's intellect surrender at a point. What is the point of culmination of intellect to the faith? Is intellect a hindrance at a point where we have to experience ourselves?
Good. Swamiji's intellect, he was very proud. And Swamiji suffered. And Sri Ramakrishna wanted it. He must suffer. Some of the letters you read and you will find, he was telling him, you did not suffer. You do not know what suffering is. If you do not suffer, you do not understand other sufferings. It is all well planned. And about his intellect, that Vivekananda told Sri Ram, sir, you are an illiterate person. I have not come here to learn anything from you. Do you know what Thakur said? He was very humorously said, Narendra mone kore, ami mukkhu, kintu amar to akkhor gyan ache. Narendra thinks that I am illiterate, but I have the knowledge of a, ka, kha. I know the letters, I can sign my name. But Narendra thinks I am illiterate. But you know, it is hard to translate. Narendra mone kore, ami mukkhu, kintu amar to akkhor gyan ache. I know the alphabet. And I can sign my name. You see, that Vivekananda was proud of his intellect. Do you know what did he do in Kashipur? Sir, could you give me any medicine so that I can forget what I have learned? What a completely changed. He told in America, why do people love me, respect me so much? Because of your intellect. My goodness, my guru hardly could sign his name, but I am not fit to untie his shoes. What humility Swamiji had. Swamiji smashed his ego. You see, do you know how I explain these things? Here is a flute. If there is some stuff in the flute, you cannot play any kind of sound. If it is hollow, empty, you can play different ragas and raginis. Same way, if you have a big ego, God is not going to work through you. You will have to be egoless. Then God will make you a perfect instrument. He will work through you. That is the way it works. Thank you. Next.
Education of bhakti among people, the qualities like moral values are decreasing, like egoism and selfishness. Why is it so?
In spite of
You see, do you know how does it work? This you see, 93% people in this world are good. 7% people are not good. With those 7% people's name you will find in the newspaper. You are a good lady, full of love, full of devotion, your name will never be in the newspaper. But you see, religion in one sense is very selfish. Believe in what way, Swami? The Christian mystic says it is a journey from alone to alone. When you are pure and full of devotion, look what Thakur said. Be pregnant, be pregnant. When the daughter-in-law becomes pregnant, mother-in-law reduces her duties, her work. When she is very big, 9 months, 10 months, no, you are carrying the baby. You will not have to work. I shall work. Mother-in-law takes the entire work of the family and give rest to the daughter-in-law because she is bringing a baby to my family. So same thing in spiritual life. When we become spiritually pregnant, Lord reduces our work, activity, full of devotion. If you read the Bible, Martha way and the Mary way, Martha is working around, Mary seated in front of Jesus, full of devotion. So devotion is the most important thing in spiritual life. And when you have that, blessed you are. And don't think that that moral values, other people, don't see others, just see yourself. And it is contagious, devotion. Seeing your devotion, other people will be envy. I tell you one incident. Mrs. Wyckoff, Lolita, 3 sisters, the eldest one. She gave her house to Prabhupada in Hollywood. Do you know what she would do? She would bow down, putting her head on the carpet. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. We go to the temple, we bow down, we lift our head and we go. That woman is not lifting her head. One day Prabhupada said, "Sister, why do you keep your head so long down?" "Swami, I cannot lift my head without seeing the light. These people are so lucky that the moment they put their head, they see the light. But it takes a long time for me to see the light." Do you know how do I feel? Whom Swamiji touched, how those people's lives were changed. Devotion is the only thing needful. Said Sri Ramakrishna, somebody asked Sri Ramakrishna, "Sir, what? Kishe hoy? How can I realize God?" What did Thaji Thakur say? Roz ekbar kore kante paro? Can you weep once a day? People shed jug full of tears for husband and wife and children who wish for God. I remember one day in Hollywood I was telling Sri Ramakrishna's words. If you cry, you will see God. Ekdin ekrat kandle Ishwar darshan hoy. A person can see God if a person sleeps one day, one night. So one actress left and went to her apartment and began to cry. Then she came back and said, "Swami, I cried, but Ramakrishna did not come." I said, "Well, how long did you cry?" "Well, I cried 5-6 hours, then I fell asleep." But Thakur said, "Ekdin ekrati," means 24 hours. So you will have to cry more. Go back and cry. Those people, their devotion, their love are seriously covetable. Thank you. Next question.
Yeah.
And since morning, the moment you started speaking, I felt tears in my eyes. Is it because I read those books and you lived with Ramakrishna? Or And is it necessary that only after reading you get such feeling, and it makes easy for people to love human beings after reading such books? Or is it something else?
I left home when I was 14. My brother Arjun mentioned that my brother took me to Dakshineshwar. I still remember, it must be May or June 1950. At that time, Dakshineshwar, this side was jungle. And my brother told, I went there at 2 o'clock, temple was closed. My brother says, sitting here, Sri Ramakrishna used to talk with the Divine Mother. When temple opened, I went. Then he introduced me in Udbodhan, mother's house. I used to go there, serve the monks, with half pant, half shirt. I was in 8th grade. And these monks trained me. And sometimes I say everything is not in the book. And then when I was initiated, I lost my guru within a few months. So I did not get his company. So I was very depressed, down. But I fulfilled my desire studying Ramakrishna, Holy Mother and Swamiji and direct disciples. This brain, if you break it, you will see only Ramakrishna is there. Because I do not know, sometimes I could visualize things. They lived with God, God lived with them. Ramakrishna, as I saw him, all these books, I felt that I fulfill my desires so that I can live with Thakur. And if I live with Thakur, you will also live with Thakur. That is the reason tears came from your eyes, because so many days passed. We want to make Ramakrishna living. How to do it? That is the reason I started to do research. Swami Prabodhananda tells me that most of the things are Bengali. You do not have any access there. So I work for you so that I can bring to you those things and you get so much joy. Do you know why? Because Thakur loves you. I tell you frankly, when you see that Mahapurush Maharaj one day was crying, sitting in the veranda of Nahabad, and Thakur was coming from Jhautala, seeing the tears from his eyes, Thakur said, I am so happy that you are crying. Do you know what sentence he used? Janma janmantarer moner glani onurag osrute dhuye muche jai. Whatever impurities are accumulated in your mind, birth after birth, they will be washed away when you cry for God. Dhuye, washed away. Muche, wiped out. Dhuye, muche jai. Not only water, wiped out. Whatever impurities, whatever things are there, if you cry for God, God listens. He loves to see that my devotees are crying for me. But some people show. Once it happened, I told that. So one lady said, Swami, shall I bring a little chili powder and put in my eyes? One American woman told me, Uncle, my goodness, if your eyes are bad, you will sue me. In America, oh, that minister taught, your eyes will be damaged, I will be responsible, please don't do that. It must come from your heart. I am glad that you cry for Thakur. Thank you.
Thank you.
Each book of yours more than 6 times. And I'm also in tears, but I always wanted to see you, and today our Mutt has given an opportunity to see you and hear your talk also. It is wonderful, Swamiji. You have done a wonderful work by writing those books, and I have gifted these books to many people, and each one of them enjoyed the books, Swamiji. Thank you so much.
As long as we are not aware of our true nature, We are jostled by nature, every force in, and we will be.
కొంచెం మైక్ దగ్గర పెట్టుకోండి.
Swami Vivekananda says, as long as we are not aware of our true nature, we are jostled by every force in the nature, and we will become a beggars for everything by everything. So, I happen to be seen a person. I am a yoga teacher. Somebody in cinema shooting, they have asked me to tell the yoga. I have told the person, he said, you sit and meditate. So meditate and dive in deep into yourself. Infinite bliss and peace, you enjoy it. Oh, the director says, oh, there will be inside bliss. That means people are not aware inside the true nature, running after something to make pleasant. So are we doing something to practicalize that? Swamiji says, spirituality, if it is forgotten, backbone of the country will be forgotten. People are trying to anti-corruption.
Question, what is the question?
People are on the surface, anti-corruption law, something anti-communalism these are bringing, but basically Swami చెప్పినట్టు వేళ్లకు నీరు పెట్టకుండా ఆ పైన చేస్తున్నారు. Are we doing something to that spiritual oneness awareness చేయడానికి ఏమైనా చేస్తున్నామో మనం అని చెప్తాం.
Nature is within, but there are so many outside forces working against us. But is there any process to maintain that divine nature and convey this message to the people?
He is a yoga teacher.
He is a yoga teacher.
From Cincinnati in America, a lady came. She teaches yoga in the television. She came to raise some money in St. Louis. So I told her, do you know what is the goal of human body? She was looking at me. The goal is crematorium. You may be Mr. Universe, Miss Universe, does not matter. One day you will have to go to crematorium. But please teach yoga and teach a little meditation also. I myself practice yoga. I do some asanas, exercise every day. That is the one thing. But about nature, true nature, you see, experience of the true nature comes when the mind goes inside. Mind is just like a camera. Always we are focusing. It is with outgoing tendencies. But those who want to experience the Atman, they turn it inside. In the Katha Upanishad, Yama says, Nochiketa, Paranchikhani Betrinath Sayambhu Parang Pashyanti Nantaratman, Koshit Dhira Pratyagatman Avekshat Avrita Chakshu, Amritattam Ichan. If you want Amritatva, immortality, if you want to experience your own nature, you have to turn your mind inward. There is no other way. And that needs discipline. Discipline is extremely important. Nowadays, America, Hatha Yoga is the most important thing. But we always say, please try to understand yourself. Hatha Yoga will not give you that liberation or peace of mind. It may give you some physical happiness, but not mental happiness. It comes from practicing spirituality.
Got a guru like Ramakrishna. It was due to his past karma or due to his inner spirituality, what we say, ability to understand a guru. And how can we recognize that if we get a guru, that the guru is good or he is not a good person? So that we can progress on the path of spirituality, we need a guru. But how can we, as an individual, recognize that this guru is suitable for us or not? Thank you.
He has to know how this guru will be helpful for me in my spiritual journey.
How
Because Sri Ramakrishna Vivekananda got Sri Ramakrishna as his guru.
If you are sincere, Guru will come to you, like Ramakrishna. All gurus came to him. But before you accept anybody as your guru, check.
That is the question. That is the question.
Huh?
What is the checking list?
You must, first, these are the qualification of a guru. Shankara says in the Viveka Chudamani, Shrotriyo, Abrijino, Akamahato, Satyakamo, Satyashankalpo. Shrotriyo means that person knows what he is teaching. He knows the inner meaning and the outer meaning of the scripture. Word meaning and inner meaning. Shrotriyo. Abrijino means his character must be flawless, pure soul. Akamahato, desireless. In America nowadays they sell mantra. If you $125, you can get a transcendental meditation mantra. Senior citizen, you will get discount. You student discount. They are selling mantras nowadays. Akamahato, Shrotriyo, Brijino, Akama, man of truth. Seeing a person, marriage. The girls and boys, they get married, they know each other.